Everyone, welcome back to another session of Salesforce admin training. So in this session, we are going to see how to convert a master detail relationship field into a lookup field. All right. So before we get started, let's first look that what are the considerations for converting a master detail relationship to a lookup. And before you actually continue with this session, I'm hoping that you do have the basic understanding of what is a master detail relationship and what is a lookup relationship in Salesforce, right? Because if you don't understand the difference between a master detail and a lookup relationship, then probably you will not understand this video. Okay, so I would suggest you to first go back and understand what a master detail relationship is and what is a lookup relationship, and then you watch this one, how to convert a master detail into a lookup relationship, right? But if you're already aware, then you're good to proceed. So let's just see what are the considerations before actually converting the master detail relationship into a lookup. Okay, so the first consideration is lookup summary fields. All right, so you guys would already be knowing that on a master detail relationship, right, I will have an object as master, and there will be another object which you can call as a detail object or a child object. And then on the master object, when your two objects are tied with a master detail relationship, then on the master object you can create a roll-up summary. Okay, so that you can do any kind of count calculations based on your child record. All right, so that is nothing but it is called a roll-up summary field. So whenever you're converting a master detail field into a lookup relationship field, then you should know that you need to have a backup plan for your roll-up summary fields, because in a lookup relationship field you cannot have a roll-up summary field. So if there are two objects and they are only connected with lookup relationship, then you cannot create a roll-up summary field on the parent object. All right, because roll-up summary field option is only available on the master object if two objects are tied to each other with a master detail relationship. Okay, so in this case you would have to have a backup plan that if you have multiple or even a single roll-up summary field on your master object, then you have to remove that and you have to have another plan or another some kind of logic implemented in order to achieve the functionality of whatever your roll-up summary field was achieving. All right, so that is one thing. Now the second thing is, let's say you completely ignore this, right? You say that what, it doesn't matter to me that if the roll-up summary field is working or not, right? Even though if it is not working or if you're not using it, then you still need to remove it, because if you don't remove it, you will not be able to actually convert your master detail into a lookup relationship. Okay, so you need to delete your master roll-up summary fields from your master object. All right, the second point is cascaded deletion will not happen. So you already know that in a master detail relationship, the behavior of the detail object, right, the behavior of the child is inherited from the parent, right? So let's say whatever the owner parent has, the same owner will also be applicable to the child. Basically all the sharing and visibility is applicable as it is on the parent. Okay, so a child does not have its own owner, whatever owner is on the parent, the child will have the same owner, and same applies for any kind of sharing and visibility on the child record. It is driven from the parent. Okay, so similarly what happens in a master detail relationship, that when you delete the parent, the child gets deleted automatically. Okay, because they are tightly coupled with each other. But in a lookup relationship, that does not happen. Okay, so in a lookup relationship, when you delete the parent, the child will not get deleted automatically. Okay, so you need to keep in mind that what will happen. I mean, you should just have a strategy in place that what will happen to the orphan records, right? Because if somebody goes and just delete the parent record, right, after your conversion is done, after you have converted the master detail into a lookup, right, but there will still be existing data, right, in your org which are have a parent child relationship. Okay, so in that case, if anybody goes and deletes the parent, the child will simply become orphan, right? Because the parent is deleted, but the child will still reside in the system, because now you have converted your master detail to lookup. So on lookup, on the child side, the parent is not required anymore. Okay. So you need to be aware of such things, that just because you're converting your master detail into a lookup, then you are kind of like, making these two parent and child objects loosely coupled. Okay. So these are two main considerations, okay, that I've listed here. And these are the only two things that you basically need to keep in mind when you're planning to convert a master detail into a lookup. Okay. Now let's just go ahead. I'll switch into my org and I'll take an example and show you how it is done. Okay. So here I'm taking the example of companies and employees. So in this case, company is my parent and employee is my child. Okay. So in one company, I can have multiple employees. Okay. So let's say, for example, this one, TCS. Okay. So this is one company. This is my parent record. And here I can have multiple child records. Okay. So this is my master and this is my detail object. Okay. In this case. So just to show you, let me show you the object structure for this. Okay. So let me open the employee object. And here you can see employee is my child object. Okay. This is my detail object. And on detail object, you can see that there is a master detail to the master object, which is company. So that means my employee and company object are tightly coupled with each other. Okay. And what does it mean? It means that whenever anybody tries to create the employee record, they will not be able to create an employee record without associating it to a company. Okay. For example, let me show you quickly. So I'm on employee and let me go ahead and click on new. And if I scroll down and show you, so here you can see, right, company, and it is marked as required. So I cannot create an employee record without associating it with a parent. Okay. And why is that? Because currently these both are related, like, associated with each other through a master detail relationship. Okay. That is the reason. The moment I convert this particular field, right, that the field that you just saw, if I convert this field to lookup relationship, then you will be able to create an employee without associating it to a parent record, right, parent company record. So let's just go ahead and try to change the data type of this. Let's just try to convert this master detail into lookup. Okay. So here you can see this option of change field type. Okay. But before we proceed on to this, let's just go ahead and also see if there is any roll up summary fields. Okay. But the roll up summary field will be actually on the master. Okay. So let's just proceed here and see what happens. Or we can, rather than checking it later, let's just check it right now. Okay. So I'll go to company. There are no roll up fields. So let me do one thing. Let me create one roll up summary. Okay. So that we can cover the second consideration that, sorry, the first consideration that I've mentioned. Okay. So I'm just going ahead and creating a roll up summary field quickly. Count. Let me see, what do we have on employees? Employee. Okay, field name. Next. All right, here it is asking you that what is the object that we want to summarize, right? What do we want to count? So I'm just trying to create a field which will show me the count of the employees, right? So for example, if I open this company, right? If I open this company TCS, then I should be seeing an additional field which will show me the count of employees, right? So for example, in this particular case, if there are 3 employees attached here, right, then that particular field should show me the count of 3. Okay, so we are going to summarize the detail object over there. All right, so here we'll choose employees and then let's say count. So based on, like, what you want to do is the option that you have to select, right? So let's say if I would have wanted to calculate the salaries of all the child records, right, then I would have, like, here I would have actually selected it would have given me the option, right, that which field I want to aggregate. So for example, if I select sum, right, then it will tell me that, like, which field do you want to aggregate. But I just want the number of, like, the count of employees. So I'm just going to select count. Okay. And next, let's make it visible for all. Let it be on the layout and click on save. Okay. And let me go here and refresh this. So now here you can see, right, this is my rollup summary field on the master object, okay, which is showing me count of employees 3 here, right? So if let's say if I remove one of the employees from here, okay, then it should refresh, and let me refresh it. Now you can see 2, right? So now we have the perfect scenario for the rollup summary field consideration, okay? So I have a rollup summary field on the master object, which is actually calculating the number of employees, okay? Now I'll go back to the employees object and I will try to convert the master detail to lookup relationship, okay? So employees. So here you can see company, okay? And let me click on edit. See, this is what I was talking about. So you can notice that the button, right, change field data type is gone now. And the reason for that is because we have a rollup summary field on the parent object, okay? Until and unless you remove the rollup summary field, you will not be able to see that change data type option here on the master detail, right? Because it is telling you that there are things on the parent object which is actually getting used because of this existing master detail relationship, okay? So we need to go back to the parent object and we need to delete the rollup summary field, okay? So we'll go back to the company. Here, and this rollup summary field, we need to delete it, okay? Delete and delete. Okay, now let's just go back to the employee. And there's a catch here, but let me just show you first, okay, what will happen. Now this is a company. Now if I go ahead and click on edit, then you'll see the button will still not be here, okay? The reason for that is that when you're deleting the rollup summary fields, okay, no matter how many rollup summary fields you have on the parent, 1, 2, or like, multiple, when you have deleted all those rollup summary fields, but those rollup summary fields still reside in the recycle bin, okay? So you also need to remove it from the recycle bin. Now because this is a metadata, right? Field is not a record, right? It's a metadata. So metadata you will not find under the recycle bin, okay? You need to go and look for it under the deleted fields. Okay, so I'll go back to the company object. And here I've already deleted that rollup summary fields, but it is still residing in the recycle bin. So I need to click on deleted fields, okay? And here you can see this field is still there in the recycle bin. So I need to erase this. All right. Click on erase and permanently delete this. It's deleted now. Now we can go back to the employee object. And now we'll be able to convert the master detail into the lookup relationship. Okay. So edit. Here. Now you can see this button is visible. Okay. So click on this. Okay, and I want to change it to a lookup relationship, right? That's what we are trying to do, master detail to lookup. Click on next. And it is asking me that if I want to change the label or the field name of this particular field, okay? I don't want to change anything, so I'll just click on next. And I want to keep the visibility as it is. Click on next. And let's just save this, okay? This is asking for like, what should be the related list label. So let's just not change it. Let's just keep it the same. And click on, okay. So now you can see this has been converted into a lookup relationship from master detail. Okay. Now, if I go back to my records, then what should happen? If I go back and try to create an employee record, then this company associating the employee record to the company should not be required now, right? Because we have converted this into a lookup. And in a lookup relationship, relating a child record to a parent is not required. Okay, it's optional. So let's go back to employees. And if I create how many do I have? Okay. If I try to create a new employee, then I can create it without associating it to a company. Okay. Here, so let me create another employee. Okay. And look at this, right? It is not required now. So if I save it, okay, email is required. Because I've made there's a validation rule that I have it. So, but company is not required. Okay. So let me just save this. What's wrong with this? 1 second. I think there's some storage limit issue in my org, but don't worry about it. If you'll try to create, I mean, all we had to see it was like, if this required field check is removed or not, right? And it is removed. So you will be able to create a child record without associating it to a parent after you do the conversion. Okay. And in order to still check, right, we can just go ahead and change an existing record. Okay. So it is marked here and the company is associated with Miss Tracy. So I'm just removing it. Okay. And it is not required. If I save it, it should allow me to save. Okay. So now, because I could do this because I have converted the master detail into a lookup. Okay. So the company is not like, this for this child, associating it to a parent is not required anymore. All right. And also the second thing, right? The second point that I had mentioned, right? That if you actually, the cascaded deletion will not happen, right? So now if I delete, right, if I go to this parent record, so how many record is associated here? Only Robert, right? One record, correct? So if I delete this parent record, then will the child be deleted? No, it won't be deleted because now they are related with each other via lookup relationship. Okay, if it was master detail and if I would have deleted this, then this will also get this relationship will also get deleted. But here in this case it will not happen. Okay, so if I delete this, still getting deleted. So here you can see that the company is deleted now because I deleted it. But if I go back to the employees, I'm still seeing the record, right? So now this is an orphan record because I deleted the parent, but it did not delete the child. All right. So this is what I was talking about in terms of cascaded deletion. Okay. So this is, I think I have explained the key points, that what are the considerations before you actually convert a master detail into a lookup relationship and how you can do it. I hope that you did get the idea, how, what and all you need to actually think about when you actually take this decision of converting a master detail into a lookup relationship. There are just few important points. The first one is that if you have any rollup summary fields on the master object, then you need to delete those rollup summary fields, and you need to have a strategy in place that in place of those rollup summary fields, how your logic is gonna run, right? Then you might need to create some custom fields or some custom logic in order to achieve what your rollup summary field was doing. So you would have to delete your rollup summary fields from the master object, and not just delete it from the object, but you also would have to delete it from the recycle bin. Okay. And once you do that, you can convert your master detail into lookup relationship. Okay. And once you have done it, you should also be knowing that the cascaded deletion will not happen anymore. when you delete a parent, the child will still reside in the system. It will be an orphan record without a parent. Okay. So that is point number 2. Point number 3 is that a child can have its own owner. Okay. Because now it is a lookup relationship, then the sharing and visibility or the ownership of the record will not get driven by the parent record, right? Because that was only happening in the case of master detail relationship. Okay. So I think those are the only main points that you need to keep in mind. So that's all about this session. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.